What's up, guys? Today I'm working on the Ranger. As you can see, I got a leaf hung on this side. Kind of a big step from where you guys last saw the Ranger. And I know I didn't film it, but I still have to do the other side, and I'm going to explain how I did everything on this side to you guys so that you can get all caught up. And then I finally got enough parts to do the other side. That's what I was waiting on, and to make another video. So what I've got going on here is you guys saw me order these Rancho RS 44044 springs. I'm gonna put the specs in the other video. I didn't put the other video out yet. So you will see it by the time I post this. But the spring rate is 300, and I still don't know the specs, but I'm gonna put them all in the other video. I've ordered the rear hangers from Barnes 4-wheel drive. These shackles, these are 4-inch shackles from Barnes 4-wheel drives. They don't come with bolts or anything, and it's just these two metal pieces here. I'll show you. So you got to put them together yourself, supply your own hardware. I've got parts everywhere for the truck up here. They look like this, just a simple shackle. So you put sandwich the leaf spring in between there and the hanger, and then bolts through there. I went with 4-inch because it's the shortest one they make. And the issue I'm having here is this bar that I bought was for a Toyota swap kit, because they don't make one. No one makes one for Ranger. They make them for Chevys and full-size Fords like that, but they don't make them for Rangers. So I measured up my frame, the width of my frame rails on either end, and then the Toyota one fit like perfectly. I should have done a little bit more research in the height of this right here. I didn't really know that there was a difference between them. And the way the Toyota ones run it, they run this bar here, and it gets welded straight up to the frame. And then instead of using a hanger or a bracket here and then shackles, on Toyotas you actually drill a hole right through the center of the frame and then weld a pipe in there, and then you put your shackle to there, so you don't have a hanger here. I guess I could have done that, but this is what I went with. So now I'm kind of fixing my lack of research here. I keep saying I'm sorry. But to fix that, I put these spacers in between here. Just some more steel tubing. It's pretty thick. I'm going to cap the ends of this off, beef it up a little bit, and then I'm going to probably weld a plate straight across here just to sandwich it all together, make sure nothing tears or rips there. I've got two weld passes in there. I'm thinking about doing a third. I don't know yet. I mean, I think this is pretty solid here. So then, yeah, I just welded this up there to get the placement for, you know, forward and back, because when you do this, your axle, my axle, is going to move forward from the original stock position, and that's actually helpful because then you can clear bigger tires, because if your axle was, you know, back here, you're going to rub back here, and if you move it forward, you know, you see how the wheel well kind of, it goes all the way down back there, but then it stops up here, so then you got more room for tires there. And the only thing I might have to trim would be the very edge of my bumper, but I did a lot of measuring, and I don't think I'm even going to have to, and I'm going to be running 37s, so that all looks good. So to measure this, if this is the center of my axle here, which it was, the center of the control arm, where the center of my tire was here, in line with the shock hoop. So then from the center to this edge of the shock hoop would be moving my axle 3 inches forward. I had it at about 4 inches there. I measured center, and that's just enough to be able to clear the tires, and the truck doesn't look really weird, because I mean it's gonna look different, you know, seeing the tire move forward in the wheel well than stock. That's just how it's gonna be. It's not a big deal to me, and the tire will really fill the wheel well once they're on. So I just measured center here, then measured the leaf spring out. I welded the bar in. I tacked the bar in first without the spacers, and then hung the leaf spring. And it kind of takes two people, but you just hold it up there. And then I assembled all this, and then kind of got an idea where that is, marked that, and then, you know, kind of just played around with it. I got just a spare tire there, a real small tire, and I had the axle under here where it would sit center on the leaf spring, and then just set the tire up there, and then stepped back, looked at the truck where the tire was, and, you know, trying to see how far, what looked right, and what was going to fit with the 37. I measured out from the tire, you know, to get the right size. Because, I mean, it looked best where it was center, but with the big tire and everything, it's not gonna clear unless you do a lot of fender trimming, and why would you do that when you're already this far into it? You can just move it forward. So my first attempt here, this bar that I just tacked up there, you can see this tab back here. I just butted it up against that, and the axle was a little bit too far forward. I think we ended up moving it just a ½ inch back from that. So I can remeasure for you guys when I do the other side. I'll tell you exactly how far I moved my axle forward. I mean, it's not exact, but because I'm guessing that this was center, I'm almost 100% positive that that was center of the axle there. So I'll let you guys know how far I actually moved it forward. The rear leaf mount that I showed you guys in the back, when you order it from Barnes 4-Wheel Drive and a lot of other places like Rough Stuff Specialties, they don't sell exactly this. They sell different style. This is what I went with. I went with this because, like how I just explained, I had the issue where my spring, I guess I didn't really explain that. Let me explain it a little bit better. So what I was trying to say with, I didn't research how far this piece comes down and lowers the leaf spring down, and then the Toyotas are normally up here, so that brings the back of the leaf spring up. So when I was mocking it up and measuring the stuff from Rough Stuff and a few other places, they're really tall, so I had the issue where my spring, you know, was real low back here, so it was at a huge slant. So then to fix that, that's why I put these spacers in there, which brought the front of the spring down, and then the shortest shackles they have, and then this hanger back here is, you know, real narrow, real close up to the frame, which is going to be stronger, and then it also brought the spring back up. So this is what it looks like when you order it. So this is what I'm talking about. It's real close to the frame here. It's on a huge gap. So it comes with that. This sleeve that goes inside the bushings here. And then this tube. I believe this is DOM tubing. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it's really beefy. So what you got to do is take this, set this on here, and you got to center this. You know, measure it, get it perfectly centered. Just take your time with this, and then you're gonna weld. I'll trying to get this one hand here, but you're gonna weld all along there so that that's solid. Then you're gonna take one bushing, pound the bushing in, take the other bushing on the other side, obviously, pound that bushing in, and then pound the sleeve in, and then you've got your hanger there. So I'm going to start with that, and I'll show you guys what I got going on the other side. Alright, so I've centered this, centered it on this piece, and I just placed two real light tacks just to hold it in place. It helps if you turn the gas on first. Remembered it on this side. So then all you're going to do is, like I said, just run a bead. Do you see this? Right there. You're just going to run a bead all across here. And then I even welded on the other one, welded inside here, as far as I could get it, just so that this is secure, strong, it's not going to break, twist on me, nothing like that. Alright, so I've got this positioned to where I can make a pass all the way, and I've got it securely mounted. It's grounded, so it's not gonna shift around on me. So I'm gonna do one real small weld over there, and then I'm gonna put a big weld over the top of that one. Alright, so I got that one welded. It's a solid weld, but it's not as pretty as the one on the other side. But I still gotta flip it over, so hopefully I can make that one real pretty. And I'll just put it towards the outside, no one will see it. It's still gonna be just as strong though. Alright guys, so once again it got super cold. Heater's on. I know it's hard to hear me with the heater on, but it's cold. When I showed you guys the truck with the leaf spring hung, and the rear hanger was just kind of tacked in there, it looked really bad. I just want you guys to know that that's not how it was going to be in there. I went ahead and welded it in there solid. I ground down the frame with a flapper wheel and put some primer on it so it doesn't rust. And I primered that bar up front. So I'll show you guys that. Hopefully you can see with the light here. But that's in there. Lesson learned. Take the bushings back out before you weld. I melted those ones. So now I gotta get some new bushings from here, even though these were brand new. They just kind of boiled. Because I heated up the frame so that the weld would be good. And then it was a lot of welding, so I want to make sure it's solid to the frame. So yeah, the bushings melted a little bit. Alright, so this is real simple. So I'm just going to take them out. I just welded. Place one of the bushings. It's 2-piece bushing. Place one of them in here. You kind of just tap it in. Like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Make sure they're flush. Then you're going to take the sleeve and pound this. And that's going to go flush. So that's how you make this. Now that I've got this put together, I can take my shackles, 2 halves of the shackle, run a bolt through here, attach it to my leaf spring, put my leaf spring up there, get the angle I want. Alright, I've got this side tacked in now. Take this glove off. Tacked in. Now the way I did it is I went on the other side, the one I already had done, and I took a tape measure. Measured from the very top of this back, and then I measured the front of the hanger on the other side. Or, I'm sorry, the back of the hanger. That's why the lines are here. So from here to here I measured that, and then I took my shackle, bolted it in there, attached it to the leaf spring, set it up here, held it up with my knee, and then got, you know, the angle on the leaf spring, and set this with my mark to where it needs to be.